Where are you? I don't see you.
Here I
Okay.
am. Yes. Good
Okay.
evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, a talk show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. What we spend our time on, what we think about doing, by the time that we're here, should be for our benefit, and it should be when we say it's done, or we know we have ourselves together as a people where we can start working in harmony with each other instead of always working in some old bullshit. We're going to talk about that tonight, and also about that when others make your days for you and give you holidays, that means you're not making anything happen for yourself. This is the state that the Negro finds himself in today and seems to be very happy about it. Tonight, we're going to talk about one of these holidays that's coming up and a few other holidays that keeps us trapped in always into somebody else's game plan. And we're going to see how that works tonight. So, joining me as always, your sister from the Acamax. See, you got to start saying these names, start saying the names of your people, start saying them, bring them to life. That's up to you. But you want to bring other entities to life on your land. So, Lisa, how you doing tonight, sweetie?
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me back. uh, yes, and how's things over in the Lattahatchie Cahaba Nation?
Just one brick at a time. One brick at a time.
Amen. Hallelujah.
This hold on, let me this Juneteenth celebration. And like we talked before we came on, Juneteenth, Kwanzaa, what does all of this shit really mean?
What does all this stuff really mean? See, what? Okay, what? This is the thing. When we start letting other people define holidays for ourselves, really letting someone else, like the government, tell you what you should be celebrating, adult grown people who have a history and a culture, families, you're going to let somebody else tell you what you need to be celebrating, give you a holiday. They're not going to give you money. Like you see, all holidays do is make you spend money. They don't give you money unless you're selling paraphernalia for the holiday, which really means you're just manipulating your own people, really. Because why are you spending this? Why are you celebrating this? Why are you making something significant that you haven't decided yourself to make significant? And why are you letting someone else define what you should be thinking about on a given day or doing on a given day? That's crazy. See, the crazy thing is, white people are mad about it. Some of these rednecks are actually irritated. Why are you irritated? They're getting a day off. They're getting time and a half in some cases. They're getting this benefit, and they're not even being coerced to spend their money on paraphernalia, waste their money on dumb things, silly T-shirts, dumb plateware, silly daggone cups, daggone banners, and daggone balloons, ice cream that is daggone insulting flavors and colors. They're not being coerced and manipulated. And let me tell you, we're in a time of an economic terrorism. This inflation is economic terrorism, right? You getting stuck up at the pump. You getting stuck up at the grocery store. And on top of it, they want you to have a holiday. Bonus, bonus. Spend your money. Go broke when you really should be getting your getting yourself ready to for any kind of emergency. You should be using your resources to prepare yourself for what other shenanigans they got down the pipe for us. Because all they're doing is hitting us with one thing after another. Guess what? We will shoot anybody, any of y'all, anytime, any place we want to. At will. There is no hate crime against you, Negro. There's no money for you because you're being murdered and have been murdered for centuries and centuries. But the Asians, oh poor thing. Oh man, y'all are so mean to the Asians. They're not showing videos on repeat of Asians getting hit by daggone schizophrenics because they put their businesses smack dab in the ghetto because they're pirates and daggone predators and they want our money. So they get victimized by the schizophrenic that are left in the street, our babies, our children, our cousins, our uncles that are left in the street, schizophrenic, no medication, no benefits, no shelter. And then they wonder why somebody, when they walking into their stores or coming in and out of the stores, why a schizophrenic's not out there. And they're not paying any taxes or giving us any benefits or contributing to any daggone resources or any daggone, how about any charities that help these people? They give nothing. They just siphon off of us. But yet, they're the victims. And now we're supposed to have a holiday. Bet you they got some daggone Juneteenth colors and celebrations in their hair stores. Woo! Bet you they got a Juneteenth special at the daggone wings and daggone fried rice shop. Whoa! I'm gonna get the Juneteenth special, please. Let me get a Juneteenth plate to go, dummies. You spending your money. They making your collard greens and your cornbread. Dallas got plenty of Asian restaurants that are run and that are running. They just be sporting all the soul food you can eat. They got plenty of Asian owned run. They don't even hire them damn niggas out there. And they got plenty of soul food restaurants that they just get all that Negro money. They just cooking rice. Woo! They just popping the cornbread out. Y'all just in there in line, just waiting for it. Tired, putting your coins together, cashing in your food stamp benefits to make line their pockets so they can send their kids to school to become engineers and computer specialists and doctors and everything that you're gonna also be using, because you know what else you're gonna be eating your your shrimp fried rice and looking at your phone that their kid developed for you, TikToking on the app that they people develop. TikTok.
Is it? I mean, yeah, I know it's bad, and I try not to really get too pissed off about it because that'll really burn you out. I try to find humor in it, but it's like a people who don't even care if they survive. That's what it seems like.
Right, right. You gotta look out for you, and it's time. But also, I don't. You also got to realize these boule academics. Oh yeah, you go on YouTube. Oh, there's all kinds of They started real hard last year with the Juneteenth celebration information and shit, right? We're gonna let's talk about the history that we didn't know about. Juneteenth.
So how
They
was
were
it tangible?
they're preparing for this.
How how, how was that tangible? How does that, I mean, move us forward, or make us, or transcend us into something other than what we're doing now, something productive? How is it that we don't see that?
It doesn't. It doesn't do anything for us moving forward. All it does is it puts us deeper into confusion and deeper into debt and deeper into a slave state. Oh, where you supposed to be? I mean, hey, I don't have nothing against the folks in Texas because they've been celebrating Juneteenth forever. I mean, that's what they do. That's their celebration. If they want to, if they want to, kiki it up on Juneteenth because they were ignorant, that's good. If they want an ignorant holiday, I mean, I ain't mad at them for having an ignorant holiday. That's their tradition. That's their culture. Okay. It's not a culture in New Jersey. It's not a culture in Alabama. It's not a culture in Virginia. It's not a culture in Dagon, Georgia. Now they're trying to make it a part of a national celebration or thing when it's not. It's not. It's okay that Texas wants to do it, and maybe some people in Arkansas or whatever, they want to do it. But why would you sit up there and make it into, because we were not. I mean, and then and the whole story of slavery is not like they tell it. Like half of these people that was free was white. So what are we doing really? Like, let's stop lying. We know better. Like, we know better. When are the white people going to start realizing that they were slaves? First of all, let's get that out. Can we have a celebration where we can actually not be so ignorant? Can we actually realize that the lion's share of us were not enslaved, that we were free the whole damn time, that many of us own the vast majority of land on the eastern seaboard, us, the Indians, and continue to own land into the early 1900s when they burned us out, ran us out, flooded us out. So why are we perpetuating lies? And why are our academics riding us down this line of lies for the globalists? Why are they pitching this to us?
Because they getting paid.
Right, right.
I mean, and this is the bad part about it. This is the shitty part about it. And when you look back, and this is recent history, brothers who were producing cars, just imagine if we even thought about doing that now. And these are the people that many of us come from. Why are these cats hiding this from these youngsters out here? Why? I mean, this is what I'm seeing. What they're doing. There's all kind of industries that we did and came up with, and that we were doing before the visitors came. What is it that these cats would steer these kids away from that?
These people are our enemies, and our enemies are within our families, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. These shape shifting enemies that are among us. They look like us, but they're not for us. Sometimes they're right in our families. Oftentimes they are. They are in our communities. They are community leaders. They are our teachers. They are our professors. They're our preachers. There are politicians. They are our celebrities. They are our musicians. They are entertainers. They are athletes. They're everything. Now, we recognize that our politicians are kind of bull, but even today, excuse me, I had a conversation at the bank, and the lady, one of the bank managers, she just wanted to chat with me. So we were just chatting, talking about pretty much politics, like talking about the fact that she started talking about abortion. We were talking about all kinds of stuff, right? And so she started talking about abortion. So she started driving into the whole Christian, how they analyze this abortion banning as why they're against it. So she was saying, I just can't imagine a woman being raped by her father and then being forced to carry it, or some woman, whether it's her life or the child's life, and she having, see, they have a whole script that
Right.
they use as Christians to support their wanting abortion in effect. They have a script that they've learned, right? Where they make, I said, well, you know that there's a whole lot of women get repeated abortions, you know. Because she said, well, make it, they just need to make it more. She said, they just need to make it more expensive. She had it all. I said, baby, I said, the people that they don't want to have abortions are the people that got money. They don't care about poor white folks. They don't want them ignorant babies. You know what I mean? They
Right.
want the middle class, upper class babies. Those are the ones they want to survive. So
Right.
it's not so you can't outprice them, as far as abortion. Really.
Right.
Money is not really an object as far as the people that they are caring about preserving, right?
So what do you think the African American stance as a whole? I know it's not 100%, but as a whole, where do you think they're trying to steer the African American into that whole abortion thing? Because you can see it.
Well, right now, see, that's it. She's gotten the agenda. So, she go obviously they're pastors and everybody, they're leaders. She already has the script. The script is, yeah, you need to sometimes, you can't tell a person what to do with their own body. That's what they're saying. So they have their script. It's about the right of the person to do what they want with their bodies. But see, at the same time, they got people telling them to take an injection and they listen.
Damn.
So make it make sense. You want to have freedom with your body, but yet you got people telling you to take an injection and you just saying, you just going pound it in me. Hit me, hit me, you know. But when it comes to a life that can't speak for itself, you want them to have the freedom to destroy it. And you're a Christian? See, this is the thing. They try to rationalize the Sodom and Gomorrah that is being unleashed into the universe by these liberals. They're trying to act like, it's not what it is. And I was like, don't you see that the world is like Sodom and Gomorrah? Like they just want to, everything goes. You got babies at pride parades. How you got children? Okay, but pride parades are raunchy. They never been like the moral place that you want to bring your grandmother and your grandkids to. They they would put dicks hanging, ass out, doing all kinds of lewd little shake dances, doing whatever, simulating sex, whatever. They would. It's not for family fun. But now they're getting indignant. Well, why wouldn't you bring your children? And why can't the kids go to what is it called when they do the men dress up as women? What's that called again? I forget. Y'all know. It's not cross dressing, but it's the what is that called? Oh, drag. When those drag people, you're supposed to bring your kids to drag. Kids are doing drag now. They got a whole TV show about it. They found 5 kids that want to dress and drag and have it on television as a reality show. Why? Because they want your babies to think like that. They want your babies to want to be drag dressers, drag dancers, drag performers. Your babies. Please, let me tell you, half of these real drag artists wouldn't are actually quite conservative and wouldn't want their daggone grandkids or their damn nieces and nephews doing that shit. It's not a child event. It's not for children.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, like we talked about this earlier. I mean, these type of things, and it's like we just have to go along with it. And this is what I mean, these holidays and all these ideologies that we pick up. Do you think it fosters that kind of behavior, or want us to do that kind of behavior? What are your views on that?
I'm thinking that the fact that I think everything is an exercise in the ability. We're at spiritual warfare. Okay, we're at war. Okay. Let's lay this out. Let's lay this out. They are at war against us. Y'all know the card game War. I declare war. Y'all know that game. In war, you have to declare it. Like that's a real thing. You can't just go whopping out on somebody. You got to let them know, mother sucker, we at war, okay? And then you can get to commence whooping that ass, right? You can't just, war has to be declared. So because this is a spiritual and a it's a spiritual and it's a psychological and an economic and all different kind of war that they're putting against us. Every insult they have to, in a way, let us know what they are doing, and we must show consent. We must acknowledge this act. We give them the go ahead. We say, okay. So like, I'll give you an example. When they had Trump come out and say, as long as you stop testing, you wouldn't have these numbers, right? And even to this day, the Negroes like, oh, Trump is crazy. You see what he said? He said, just stop testing, and you wouldn't have the numbers. He's horrible. But that was the truth. You see, that was the truth. Because during COVID, when I went to go work in Florida, where they were having a so called surge, they were wrapped around for blocks and blocks of cars for testing. We couldn't even get our bus to the hospital for people lined up for testing. And that sent the numbers through the roof because COVID is all over the place. It's a common organ. It's a common organism, common cold organism. So many people are gonna test positive, even though they're not have no symptoms. They're not sick at all. People carry it. They get like a little, maybe have a little fever blister, may not. They may not feel anything at all because we are exposed to this virus all the time. So he was telling the truth. But see, that's the magic that's that evil magic. That's that wicked demonic magic. They tell you the truth, but they had a buffoon, somebody that everybody considers a buffoon and evil, tell you. So you didn't take it seriously. You're like, that's outrageous. How is he talking about? But see, they met the requirement of telling you what they were doing. See, telling you the truth about what they were doing. So they tell us what they are doing all the time, but it's up to us to be able to call it out when we see it, acknowledge it, and then say, oh hell no, we don't want your damn holiday. Keep that shit. Oh hell no, you're not gonna create no shortages. No, what shortage? Why? Oh no, you're not going to make the farmers destroy their crops. No, let me send a text message to your Facebook. Let me send a daggone tweet to this daggone USDA. We have the ability to counter their spells. We have that ability. Use it. Use it. This daggone, this this holiday is a practice in control and manipulation of the indigenous people.
Could you explain how?
Because the fact of the matter is they are losing their grip on us, right? We're not respecting the politicians as like we used to. We're not respecting our celebrities like we used to. The rappers we don't got no rappers, singers that we will listen to. They can't send T.I. out there to talk to us. That's ridiculous. We think he's an idiot because we know it's the truth. So they're losing their grip, right? Y'all know they losing their grip. They bringing Gina and friggin' Martin back out. Okay? What the world? Martin? Is your not what? With Gina? Huh? What? I mean, I thought she was me too. He touched me. Oh my God. Oh, he touched me. He got me. He grabbed the pussy. No, he was harassing me. No, I'm not going to be on set with him. If he's on there, I'm not going to be on there. That ain't even like a sister. Because if you fuck with me, excuse me, I'm going to cut you from your nuts to your throat and you're going to know it. Okay? So we don't have to have the media get involved or the studio heads get involved. Me and Martin would be in a corner and he would know that I mean business. I don't need all that extra stuff. So all that was done to check Martin.
So isn't all that a part of that Juneteenth? It's like a like you say, a constant script of what to do, and we just do it and follow it in key. That seems
It's,
like
yeah. It's all mass manipulation, right? So now they trying to so now because they ain't got nothing, we know Martin pledged his allegiance. He was dressing like a woman every other day. He was dressing up with booty and dress and makeup and
no,
lipstick and a wig every other day.
no,
He bowed down to the daggone master. He did what he had to do. But yet and
no.
still, yeah. Yeah, he played a woman every other day on that show. Of course he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let me tell you, he followed the masters. He was with the global agenda. He did what he had to do. But yet and still, see, you understand when you comply, that's only the beginning because then they own you completely. So that gives them the power to destroy you at will. And they did.
And you say,
See, you cannot go ahead and take the goodies without paying. You can't reap them benefits without paying a price over and over again. Michael Jackson thought that he could buy all these different catalogs from Sony, own all this shit, and walk away. And walk away. Brother, you can't walk away. The problem is he played with them. He he followed their script. He is part of their people. They own him. But then Michael and Prince thought they could walk away. No, you can't walk away. We got you. Nigga, you're ours. That's what it is. See, and a lot of these people that y'all actually listen to on YouTube that are indigenous or what have you, they are cheap. They're getting cheap dollars. They're getting some dollars too. They're getting paid to distract you, confuse you, mislead you, manipulate you. You listening to this nonsense because it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Ooh, who's mad today? Who they fighting today? They fighting daggone Pan Africans or each other. They're a bunch of clowns out there to entertain you. They puppets too. But the sad thing is they not getting compensated well enough. They ain't even getting no real cheese. They getting peanuts. They're not even getting well compensated for it. And just enough to pay their rent maybe and do a little something. They ain't even getting no money. They are misleading you for the cheap.
Well, how is it we don't see? I mean, with all this that we have, I'm talking about self, and you're saying that these holidays, these ideologies, they're making us look at ourselves in a certain way. Is that why we're stuck where we are now?
Well, I mean, I think that it's not even that they are. I think it's that we show that we have no self direction. What our compliance shows is our lack of self direction and our weakness. See, they want to show how weak we are. See, this is the diabolical nature of the globalists. They want to they like to see you. They like to see how ignorant you are, and then they like to be like, "It's so stupid." They love that. That is the biggest joy that these globalists get. And even and it don't matter what color, because we got these black supremacists that we're gonna talk about tomorrow too. These black supremacists, yeah, they love seeing you look stupid too. I can tell them this and they believe whatever I tell them. They love it. It makes them feel so powerful.
You can feel
And
that
we give
coming off of them too.
hmm?
You know that you can feel that vibe because I mean, they really get into it, and you can feel that vibe coming off of them.
They love it. They love it. And so the more we actually follow their lead, see, because you know what? Because the black supremacists can be like, oh, their job is done. They checks are secure. They can keep their house. Oh my God, they got their job tomorrow. They're good. That's their security. When they can manipulate and they're gonna control us, then they know the globalists are gonna be off their butts. This is awesome. But when they fail, like the Fresh Prince failed, that whole thing of that drama that they put out that nobody really cared about. Yeah, they tried to throw it all over the media, but nobody really cared about it. And it really showed that we don't really give a damn about these people. And then that whole thing that daggone DL Hughley did to daggone light up daggone what's her name? Monique. Monique is, she's weak, she's sick, she's not really that healthy. So I mean, she took the bait, right? She took the bait. She was mad about a lot of things. DL Hughley, we know, is an a-hole, a fraud, a real Sambo. However, they use this opportunity once again to put Monique out there as the ignorant, angry Negro woman, indigenous woman from Bmore, and she fell for it. You know, she fell for it. And it was supposed to also make our energy feel a certain way. And it also, what it was supposed to do is also make us feel the certain way about people that speak truth, and then the people that are fraudulent. It gave the boule power because, D.L. Hughley really represents the boule and the elite and the black supremacy. We need to start recognizing the black supremacy and for what they are and who they are. And the other thing we need to do is start calling them that. You're black supremacists. You're black supremacists. I see you.
I really can't understand. Like you talking earlier, like these professors that are teaching in these universities and teaching these students. Where do you think they're leading these students?
Well, they've created our whole situation that we have now where our families are divided. I got mine, you gonna get yours, and everybody's goal is to have a job instead of creating a business or creating an invention or creating something. Everybody wants to be a part of the cogwheels of the globalists. They want to be part of the Caucasian cogwheels instead of creating our own. They created that whole phenomenon. They gave generations and generations of people those kind of goals. They did that. So we have a misdirected people that felt like the only way up is to go to college and get in a good job. Woo! That was the agenda. And then what did they do? They took the jobs and sent them overseas, China, but all over Asia,
And the
everywhere, everywhere but here.
and the arrogance that comes with it. The ones that have jobs,
Oh, oh, I've been at IBM for 40 years. Really, Negro? What have you done with that 40 years of being at IBM, being a daggone, executive at IBM? What have you done to change the condition of your family or your community? Glad you're comfortable.
what percentage of the African American black community do you say those people fall into?
What percentage are Boule or black supremacists?
Yeah, so like if we go through our everyday lives, we run through about what 100 people daily. About,
I think really you got to look into your family because I would say to you that probably my entirety of all my older cousins and siblings fit that description. They all are, you know. So of the family that what is that? At least like 30% of the family or more,
yeah,
maybe 40. I mean, they're dying off,
right.
but they still are a major portion of the family that actually can you get over? They got over. They got that, good old, that little crack of the 2 year period of, what was that called? Um, sorry, I can't think of it. What is it? Where they
That
gave us, huh?
college and all of that.
College, but it was a little that little advantage they got for getting the door open and getting into companies and getting jobs. It was only 2 years, you know, only 2 years, not even that, maybe a year and a half, but they got over. Because see, that's the thing about us, these us indigenous people. We don't need a lot to make everything. We will work. We will make it happen. Just just you don't even gotta get this, just not even an end like a micro. That's all you need. That's all we need to win. That's why they gotta be having a foot on our necks at all times. Cause we are ready. We ready to make something happen now. Just give us a little bit of air. We're gonna make it happen. You know, that's the thing.
So how do we get more air?
How do we get more air now? That's a good question. How do we get more air now? Now, when at the time when they're doing everything to oppress us, to suppress us, to scare us, the first way we get more air is to battle our fears. Because this is what happens when you're scared. You don't breathe. You're not going to get no air when you're scared. You stop breathing when you're scared. That's the first thing. So we need to battle our fears. How do you battle your fears? You got to face your fears. You got to eliminate those things that are holding you back cuz you is a scared. I be a scared of not having enough food. You scared? Well, get to know the food that's around you. Get to know how to make something out of nothing. That way, can't nobody ever make you scared of that. Learn to make a net. Learn to use a net. Learn to use a fishing pole. Learn to daggone identify your plants in your environment. Learn to make things. Can you make some bread if you need to? Can you make some wine? Get yourself fit to survive. Fight you face your fears. Are you scared of rats and snakes and bugs? Because bugs are good food and snakes you can eat if they're not poisonous. And most of them are, a lot of them aren't poisonous. I mean, you have to face your fears. Not that everybody, just be ready. Be ready for whatever. You know how they had that group ready for the world? Be ready for the world. And gas. Okay, so you can't take a bus. You can't adjust. You can't ride a bike. You can't think about doing things different like working from home. You can't you can't think of that business that you could have started that you could make money out of from your house. There are options for us.
Lisa, let me just share this because when you were talking about things we can do, just how we what's being planned for us, like you say, when other people are doing things, what are being planned for us, and what we should be doing our damn self. You guys can go on YouTube and pull these up. They 3D printing food, and like Lisa said, they shutting all these farmers down. I mean, I talk to farmers. They saying, yeah, we're not producing our food as communities, uh, co-communities. We see all this going on, and we not getting together and saying, hey, we got to do that. We have moved away from ourselves that much. These people 3D print your food, and I think it's all that vegan shit. You don't know what they selling you in these markets. So that's why this is important. All these holidays, all this crap that they giving means nothing to life for you. They got your kids running around talking about pride. Got shit on TV that your grandmama would slap the shit out of you if she knew you was watching that. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention, because you know what's happening. And you have some powers, you have some strengths, you have some being that you're at home, and this is one of the reasons why we're here so long, even in our ignorance. You're at home. The plants live, the animals live. They'll take care of you even when you don't take care of them. So this is why we got to be cognizant of all these things that are being put out to slow us up, like the holidays. Lisa, so what you doing on Juneteenth?
Saving my money and saving my resources. Make sure y'all got your stuff. I mean, if you got a big old bag of flour, big old sack of daggone beans, big old sack of rice, and you can make anything happen with that. That's all. And and do something that's gonna build your skill set. Do something different. May have a family project where you're doing something different. And there's nothing wrong with using this time off to get together with family. We need to use the holiday to make phone calls, reach out and touch each other, build your community, research on your bloodline, find out where your grandmama was from, find the Indians that are your true name and identity. Do that kind of research. Use your time off to your advantage. Don't go to Juneteenth to go to a Juneteenth celebration downtown where they can have 5 people shot during Juneteenth. So come on now, we're not going for that. We're not falling for that. Okay. We're not going to no dumb Juneteenth celebrations. Why? Y'all need an excuse to have a party? Have a party at your house. Bring some people together that you care about. Bring some family together that you care about. Keep it simple. Everybody brings a dish. Let's talk about each other's history. Let's share some old stories about our families. Let's share some genealogy. Let's share some skills that we have. Let's look at our resources. Let's build together. Let's create a network. Do things that make smart sense. Let's do things that are going to make us be able to win before that next thing that they're throwing at us, because they come in with something. They coming with everything. They got the weather controlled. They got the resources controlled. They trying to get you controlled, indigenous people. Are you going to let this happen? Are we going to take control? They don't have no control without us giving it to them. Are we going to give it to them? Nah, they not getting this. They not getting it. Period.
Well, Lisa, thank you for hanging out with me on this Thursday night. I know the chat loves when you come on. They did, and you because always still speaking the truth, especially from that motherly type of, how your mother would tell you, straight to truth. It ain't no time for bullshit. And we seeing what's happening. So get with your family. Start recognizing the people in the country where you're from. So like the people that live in the mountains, they're going to have a little bit something different than people who live near the ocean. People who live in certain places, you could recognize them by the place they're at. A good place to see this is a place like Atlanta. Listen to these brothers and sisters talk. How do they sound? Don't go just by how somebody looks. How do they sound? How do they move? What are their hand gestures? Recognize your folks. Start knowing who they are. You can look at old images and see people back in the day looks just like people today. Carbon copy image, spot on. Those your folks. And stop letting other people come in and tell you who you are, what you are, who your grandmama, granddaddy is. You should know that yourself. Nobody else should know that. And like she's talking about these black gatekeepers, these boule, they don't care. But they gonna be the first to go. Because when you don't need the fat no more, you gotta cut it. And indigenous people waking up and they saying, wow, imagine the slap in the face when you realize that you ain't came from nowhere. This is it. This is our home. Now, most people aren't going to do it because they've been indoctrinated to be black. You got a lot of people still in that black. That's a lot of those civil rights people. They're in the black. And all black means is no light. That's literal. So like she was saying earlier, how they laugh when they see that we're stupid. That's how they do it. Have them call themselves that don't have nothing to do with the land they're on or their environment. Have them dumb niggas do that. And we just and you have professors that teach you and pound that in your head. That's what you are. You think you're gonna win with that shit? Okay. So tomorrow night, we're gonna show you how to identify these cats, what they do, what they teach you. We may have some nice images too. All these people that these Negroes be calling scholars and stuff, they're a joke at best. And I don't give a shit how long they went to school. And when I show you this, you're gonna be like, damn. So that's gonna be tomorrow. So check us out tomorrow. We'll make sure Monday, when you wake up Monday, your knapsack is full. All right. Because we're going to put it in there. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. And we'll see you next time.